Hello and welcome. In this video I'm going to show you how to extend Pathnode functionality in third-person shooter kit. So you can disable Pathnodes on runtime to do something like this. For example, start the game, I'll pause it, AI will not go anywhere, and after 5 seconds this Pathnode will be enabled, like so. And after another 5 seconds, next Pathnode will be enabled, and so on and so forth. You can do it, for example, with anything you want, actually, with triggers or any logic that you need. Okay, so this is end results, and I'm going to clean project on 427 under engine 427, new level. It's a clean third-person shooter kit. Let's extend this area, add nav mesh, like so, pressing P. Okay, nav mesh compiled, and I'll press Pathnode. Actually, a few of them, like so. I'll place AI, like so. I'll set the faction to player, so it will not attack me, just for this testing. And as an initial Pathnode, I will set this guy. Yeah, so with this simple setup, as you can see, the connections there. And of course I will connect these Pathnodes to each other. So next Pathnode array, I will choose the next one, and for this Pathnode I will choose this guy. So as you can see, the connection works. You can see the lines, like so. And when I will start the game, it will immediately go to Pathnode and wait the time that is set in Pathnode and go to the next one. So what we want to do, we want to control this, how he will do patrol depending on the gameplay logic. So now I will go to Pathnode blueprint, Control E, and let's add a variable called Pathnode enabled. Expose it, and I will put it into settings category, and it will be enabled. It will be true by default. Save. That's about it. Let's go to BT human, which is a behavior tree, and let's go to updating patrol Pathnode behavior tree task. Double click, and let's go to event graph, and we need to extend the logic here a little bit. Oops, let's maybe move this a little bit like so. So here we have check for initial Pathnode, so we need to add it like 2 times, this check. So this is Pathnode, this is initial Pathnode. Has actually we can do it in multiple ways, but when it has broken reference, of course nothing should happen. Let me put it like this. So when it's all valid, let's add another branch, and let's get Pathnode enabled, like so. So if it's enabled, it will go further, it will assign the Pathnode and play as it should. If it's not, it should circumvent the whole logic here, like so. Okay, so that's for initial one, and now for the next Pathnodes, I will copy this Pathnode enabled. Let's go to Pathnode search logic, and here we have the conditions. As you can see, we're checking if it's available, broken reference. So let's add another one, which is Pathnode enabled. Extend the end, that's about it. And actually, and of course we need to, okay, so we need to close it, and of course we need to enable it someday. So let's test it. Now all of them are enabled. Let's test it, how it works. So it works as it should. And let's disable them, all of them. So Pathnode enable set to false. Okay, it's not going anywhere. Right, so there is the first one is disabled. Let's enable the first one. Let's check. Yeah, so it's working, and he's not going to the next ones. Okay, so we want to enable them, for example, after some time or on trigger. Let's do it both. So I'm selecting all Pathnodes now, and let's get reference to these actors, and let's this order, I think that's it. So 2, 3, okay, so that's the order. And let's set Pathnode enabled like so on each of these guys, and after delay, for example, so begin play, I'm adding delay on by holding D, and let's say after 5 seconds the first Pathnode will be enabled, and after another 5 seconds next one will be enabled, and so on and so forth. Let's add some let's add some information to the screen, and Pathnode 1 enabled, so now that happened. Okay, like so, and like that. Okay, whoops, we don't have to save this. Okay, let's disable the first one, the second one, and the third one is also disabled. Okay, let's start the game. So now nothing happens. There you go. We have in left top corner there's information. We don't see the pattern. Let's do 2 more things. I will give this lock here, so we'll see the actually the callouts here also, and I will enable visibility of the mesh, so we'll see each of the patterns. So I'm double clicking on the yellow thing, hidden in game, false. Double click, hidden in game, false, and double click, hidden in game, false. Great, let's clear this. Start. Now we know where he's going to. As you can see in the log, also it happened. It's you know, prints Pathnode 1 enabled, Pathnode 2 enabled, and so on. So he didn't went to Pathnode 3 immediately because there's wait time on each of them. So we can, if you want to have immediate, you know, immediate go from Pathnode to Pathnode, you can set smaller values for smaller wait time. You need to take account that he's also walking, so I'm not sure, maybe that's the 5 seconds is not enough. Depends on what you want to do. So he's still, yeah, he's still waiting, of course, because the Pathnode 2 is not enabled yet. There you go. Okay, so that's about it. And what you can do is to set it on based on triggers. Also, let's add a box trigger. For the last one, as you can see, there is a log that I made. The no Pathnode added to array, because he's like here you have 0 wait time, so basically it means infinitely waiting, so this should be set to true. Or you can add another path nodes. That's why there's this warning that actually you should enable infinitely waiting if the wait time is 0 and you have no next path nodes. Okay, so let's we have this trigger here. Let's make it a little bit bigger, and I will enable this based on this trigger. And what we want to do? Yes, I want to have it visible in game. Okay, so I have it selected. I'm not sure if there should be an event, something like add event on begin overlap, actor begin overlap. There we go. So other actor, can we get a tag? I think as tag, get tags, get all the gameplay tags now. Get component. I think there is something like find, and you can find it by player tag. This player has a tag called player. Actually, what can we do? Maybe there is something. There's find. I'm looking for some contains item. Yeah, this one. That's better one. So it means the player went through this, we'll do something. Okay, let's add print string first. That's a good practice to see if this actually works, because I don't know, hopefully. And player crossed trigger. There we go. And let's run that. Let's see if this actually works. Yeah, there we go. We have this logit here. That's great. So for example, we can, if the player triggered this, we can start this logic and not on begin play. So for example, the path node 1 will be enabled based on when player goes through this trigger. So let's test it. He's not moving as expected. That's great. Let's go to trigger. There we go. He starts to move. He starts to patrolling. That's what we want. Okay, thanks for watching, and I hope that helps you guys. See ya.